Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the Football Chat. You're joining us today where breaking news has just taken place. Raphael Varane to Manchester United is a here we go according to Fabrizio Romano. Obviously a huge transfer for both sides. Manchester United fans are absolutely buzzing with this one. The announcement's finally here. The rumours have been flying around, but Varane is now or almost a Manchester United player. What do you think? Just off the bat.
It's been expected for a good 2 weeks now, but still it's a big sign for United. A lot of fans now think they could actually challenge for the Premier League. I mean, they should be. Some of the money they've spent on players now. Sancho 85, Varane 40. I mean, it's Maguire 80, Pogba 89. It's ridiculous.
It's a big move. They haven't
won anything in the last 4 years.
They've got a lot of quality on that side, and I would back them to do well in the season. But yeah, Fabrizio Romano on his Twitter account tweeted, agreement almost done between Manchester United and Real Madrid. Just final details to be completed, and then the paperwork, and then it's time for paperwork basically. It's a matter of hours or days. It's a here we go. Varane has a total agreement on personal terms too. So on the final status of that, Raphael Varane to Manchester United is a here we go. And listen, we all love Fabrizio. When Fabrizio says it, I believe it. That's the thing. With Fabrizio,
there's other reliable sources out there, but
I always wait on Fabrizio mainly just to confirm that, and I think
the best.
He is the best in the business, Fabrizio. For those who don't know, but I'm sure many of you do, and hopefully you are a fan of Fabrizio. I think most people in football are.
Well, some people hate him because they think he's just like a tap-in merchant. He's been labelled, but yeah, no, he knows what he's doing. He just doesn't post too early, like some people do.
I think he wants. He doesn't want to get something wrong.
Right,
he's always right,
even if he is sometimes like later than other journalists.
Yeah, he's there to confirm it, and for me, I think that's why I always wait for Fabrizio to say it. But yeah, so what do you think
on this deal? On the topic of the selling club, actually, Real Madrid, it's kind of shocking that they've allowed Ramos and Varane to go in the same
That is true. Yeah,
window.
I was going to say, do you think it's a good deal for both sides? Do you think both parties should be happy? Do you think both sets of fans will be happy about this, or do you think it's kind of a bit one-sided?
Real Madrid, I don't know what they're going to do next. I mean, they'll have Nacho and Militao as their senior centre.
You would expect Real Madrid to bring in at least one centre-back to solidify that defence, because at the moment in time they've lost Varane, they've lost Ramos, which are two that was their centre-back partnership.
Militao is good, like he can't play by himself.
Is he going to be? He's not going to be that Ramos of the defence, is he? Well, he's going to have to. He's going to have to step up in this situation.
They should go out and sign someone. But it's a matter of who. I mean, they have got Alaba coming in, to be fair. I kind of forgot about him, but again, I did forget about him on both of them. So Alaba, Militao, plus Alaba's more used to slotting in kind of a left centre-back role and a 3-back. Yeah. Or he can play middle centre-back.
He can play full-back. He can play in anywhere in that defence,
really. Used to playing in a 4-back as a centre-back, so it will be interesting. But
it will be interesting. I think, he has clearly he's adaptable to many different positions, Alaba. But I think it will be very interesting. I think Real Madrid do need to make another centre back signing, one that is kind of that Ramos type of player. Because I don't think they've kind of they've lost Ramos, they've lost Varane. That's a huge loss for Real Madrid.
Alaba does replace experience. Militao replaces the pace. Alaba's still pretty pacey, obviously, because he's normally a left back. So he's a solid centre back partnership, but does it compare to Varane and Ramos? Not really. It's a downgrade, but. It
was a movement that they were going to have to do in the aspect
of the same window. Ramos, I mean, they'll be annoyed that they're both left at the same time.
And I think fees-wise, would you say what Man United paid is fair considering his contract, the quality, the age, all the factors?
I think it's a fantastic deal. The fact that he's only got a year left in his contract meant that it's so cheap, but 40 mil for what is a world-class centre-back who's in his prime, who's won the Champions League 4 times.
Would you say
is amazing? That's half the price they paid for Harry Maguire, which is
that is mental. Yeah, I mean, now you think of it, I guess that's a good transition into Man United and what they have in the future. They've got. They've got
a lovely back.
They've got a really good back. I was going to go through the whole back four. They've obviously got the likes of Luke Shaw.
Continues on his form next season, then it'll be good if Wan-Bissaka can finally show some of that potential. Then they've got good fullbacks, and then obviously that centre-back partnership is fantastic.
Yeah.
for United fans, they'll hope that it works out, because it should. On paper, it seems like a very solid defence, but it's just whether it works out.
It's whether it gels together when it comes to the playing on that field.
But
so
it seems like they will.
It's a big summer for United. I'm going to ask you guys the question as well. Where do you think, at this moment in time, if Man United made no more signings and we were just to kick off the Premier League season now, where would this Man United side where would they place in the league?
No one else is able to make any more signs past this point. I'd go second,
behind
either Chelsea or City. But
I would say
if it's between whether City can get Kane or if Chelsea get Haaland, then I think both of them will be above United. So then United third.
I think they're either. I've got a weird feeling they're either going to win it or they're going to go like fourth. I've got a feeling that they're either going to overperform the expectations or underperform. I don't think it'll be kind of like that's how I expect them to perform. I don't think they'll have that.
That
is classic Man United.
Still
for me.
Not amazing. Like Pogba, obviously a fantastic player on his day, but he's just been so inconsistent.
So inconsistent. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes he doesn't look like he wants to be on that pitch. He wants to be getting another trim.
Alongside either Fred or McSauce is mental. Obviously McSauce and McTominay. Neither. I don't think either of them are very good, and Pogba's inconsistent. There is serious concern about. It is a bit of it.
Yeah, I think the inconsistent is definitely a word that you can use
and
probably to describe the whole midfield.
Utilised Donny van der Beek at all is just criminal.
Yeah,
so
I think.
Good.
With the quality he went into Man United, and now my worry would be with Van der Beek is that obviously he's going in to a season where he hasn't played for a whole year.
It's not going to be. High on confidence.
I would play him in these pre-season games, and I'd try and play him and try and ease them in, which is what they should have done last season. I think to not play Van der Beek, they've got a lot of good players.
That's the thing.
That they aren't utilising.
They've got players like Lingard come back from loan.
Yes, that's another thing.
He could be big this season because he'll feel like a new signing for him because he is a different player now. He's full of confidence after what was a fantastic season.
He's a whole different player, 100%. I don't know whether you saw, but he revealed his scheme on a whiteboard of how he wanted to, how he got back to that level.
Right, job for the editor. Flick it up now. Image here.
Yeah, so that is that. I think, overall, Man United have a lot of quality going into this season. It's whether they can utilise that, they can gel together, and if they can.
How good players like Greenwood perform next season could be key, because he seems to got a lot of potential, but it's whether he can fulfil that or not.
That is the thing. When you think of Man United, you think of inconsistency. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. Not necessarily in history, but I'd say now. At
the moment, a lot of I'd say very hit and miss. Pogba on his day, one of the best players in the league, but just
off. He's off.
If he's off form, then he's awful, and he has been for so much of that.
He's just a really basic midfielder that just doesn't really do much.
You have to say he's been a flop.
So,
especially for the price tag he commanded. Obviously, record transfer at the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many rumours of obviously Pogba leaving. Not this window, I haven't heard any, but I've heard them in basically every window.
This window, but yeah, it seems that Real don't have the money right now, and PSG are focusing on other targets.
Obviously, there was rumours of Juventus and going back to Juventus. Could you see that happening?
They're so broke at the moment.
I think that's the thing. All the big clubs have lost a serious amount. One due to COVID, but other ones as well. I think
Barca's is due to. That's a whole different topic, but theirs is due to poor management.
I think all round, a lot of big clubs are lacking money. And obviously, with COVID, them coming off the back of COVID now, a lot of clubs are lacking money. And we went into this window expecting not many big money transfers. We're still seeing big player moves. We've seen a lot of it. We've obviously, as we haven't even mentioned, Sancho to United.
Yeah, that's
another big one, and that is another reason why I would say Man United going into the next season. A lot of Man United fans will be.
If they're not, then serious questions have to be asked of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If they're not at least second or third next season.
If they don't really challenge for that title, put on real pressure, then I would say, there's been a lot of questions asked over Solskjaer, but there's been some fans back him, some fans don't. It's been very, very split. But what do you think? If you're a Man United fan, do you think that Solskjaer should stay at Man United and let him play out this season with so much talent in that squad now? Yeah. But I think one thing we'll finish off on then is Arsenal. You just before the recording, Jack told me about a funny stat actually regarding Sancho and Varane in comparison to Ben White and Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe and Ben White I think add up to 125 mil. So obviously Ben White not quite confirmed yet, I don't believe, but I think he is. So here we go.
Yeah.
And then obviously Sancho, Varane adding up to 115. It's just very interesting.
That is, yeah.
You'd argue Varane and Sancho are both world-class players, whereas Arsenal's signings of Pepe and Ben White are kind of unproven talents.
Yeah, obviously Pepe coming in, not this window, but it's still a very similar outlook on it. I think, Pepe was extremely overpriced in my opinion. Maybe he'll turn up this season, but from what we've seen,
he struggled with the transition from League One to Prem. But other than that,
to be fair, we see it a lot, and I think this could be a worry for Man United. Actually, going back to Man United, obviously, them players not. Maybe Sancho, for instance,
I mean, you'd expected him to come in and absolutely tear up like he did in the Bundesliga, but it's just
it could be maybe Sancho will join. He doesn't play as well as people would have liked him to, maybe even Varane. But I think with that quality, if they can gel together and they can play their best, then they will.
The thing, those players are so experienced. Like Sancho, he's not played Prem football since he was 17, but he lived in England. He's known by all the players and that. He's good friends with them. He's close to them, so he knows.
That is the thing. Obviously, that is the big thing in this is that he is English. So
you'd like to think he'd settle in quicker than most players because he's not really.
He is English. Yeah. So at the end of the day, he is English. He's from England. So on that note, I believe we're going to end off there. Not too long of a video, but we wanted to, just discuss the Varane transfer.
First one back in the studio since I caught the big Rona. So.
Yeah, leave a like if you don't like coronavirus. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another TFC video. As always, leave a like, subscribe, share around with all your friends, especially if you have a couple of Man United supporters that you know. Please share them around. See, we want to hear all of your guys' opinions on this deal. Is it a good deal for both parties? What do you think?
Below.
Yeah, comment down below. Once again, the question I asked you earlier, do you think, or where do you think Man United will place this season if it was just to go now? If we were to kick off the Premier League season now, where would they place? But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to another TFC video, and goodbye.